When it comes to criminal empires, few stories are as captivating as the meteoric rise of the king of cocaine himself, Pablo Escobar. Born to a humble Colombian farmer, Escobar defied the limitations of his modest beginnings to ascend to the pinnacle of wealth and power. By the age of 35, he had transformed from the son of a struggling farmer to one of the world's wealthiest individuals. This video is going to be all about answering this question. How many billions did Pablo Escobar amass in his pursuit of criminal glory? From 1987 to 1993, Pablo Escobar was on Forbes' list of international billionaires for 7 years in a row. He was named the 7th richest man in the world in 1989. For those who are living under a rock and have no clue about who Escobar was, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, a Colombian drug lord, narco-terrorist, and political figure, was the brains behind the Medellin cartel and earned the title, the King of Cocaine. His immense wealth and influence make him one of the wealthiest criminals in history. To grasp the extent of his influence, it's crucial to recognize that during the 1980s and early 1990s, Pablo Escobar's drug cartel dominated the cocaine trade in the USA, commanding a staggering 80% of the global market. While precise details of his fortune remain elusive, Business Insider estimates Escobar's wealth to surpass $30 billion, underscoring the magnitude of his economic impact and the unparalleled scale of his criminal enterprise. But how did he make that much money? Imagine $30 billion. That would be approximately $70 billion as of now. Pablo Escobar's ambitions were primarily centered within the borders of his homeland, envisioning himself as a local icon or hero, with little concern for the outside world beyond its potential as a lucrative income source. Despite his focus on internal matters, global exposure began to cast a shadow on the once anonymous narco-trafficking underworld, disrupting its efforts to remain discreet and elusive. In July 1989, Escobar made a significant entry into the pages of Forbes for the third consecutive year, securing the 20th spot with an estimated $3 billion in profits from the thriving cocaine trade. This marked the beginning of his 7-year presence on the Forbes list, coinciding with a period of heightened violence, bloodshed, and accusations. Government agencies had been aware of key players in the Colombian drug trade since the mid-1970s, and by the 1980s, it was presumed that many of these individuals were forming alliances. The cocaine cartel, initially labeled as such, witnessed alarming growth, with approximately 80% of its consumer base residing in the insatiable U.S. market. While Escobar's name had only recently made headlines in North American newspapers, in Colombia, he had long been a well-known and formidable figure. As Escobar's relative anonymity began to erode, the United States issued an indictment in a slow burn, naming 11 alleged traffickers, including 4 designated leaders of the organization: Carlos Later, Gonzalo Rodriguez Gacha, Jorge Luis Ochoa Vasquez, and Pablo Escobar. The emergence of this indictment, coupled with the escalating attention from the U.S. and Colombian governments, and the growing dissent within the Cali cartel and anti-Escobar group Pepes, painted a complex picture of a drug lord facing mounting challenges. While some viewed Escobar as a Robin Hood figure due to his philanthropy in Medellin and beyond, opposition against him grew. The U.S. government, the Cali cartel, and Pepes posed formidable threats, intensifying the pressure on Escobar. Despite being just one element in a well-coordinated machine involving Andean farmers, Colombian refiners, including Escobar, Bahamas-based logistics, and U.S. distributors, Escobar became the face of the drug trade's darker aspects. May K. Beeler, a professional pilot and co-author of a memoir by convicted cartel smuggler Jack Reed, noted that many involved in the organizations associated with Escobar had never heard of the term Medellin cartel until its sensationalized use by the government and media in 1987. This heightened sensationalism, while inflaming public perception, had far-reaching political, legal, and global public relations implications. Escobar's fate seemed inevitable. He was destined to become an example, a focal point in the relentless efforts to curtail the far-reaching impact of narco-trafficking and narco-terrorism. In the mid-1980s, the financial juggernaut that was Escobar's cartel, famously known as El Patron, orchestrated a staggering windfall, reeling in an astronomical $420 million every week. This mind-boggling sum translated to a yearly revenue nearing $22 billion, a testament to the unparalleled scale of the King of Cocaine's operations. By the close of the 1980s, Escobar's empire exerted control over a staggering 80% of the global cocaine market, with an audacious daily smuggling routine, funneling approximately 15 tons of the illicit substance into the United States. Journalist Iowan Grillo sheds light on the audacious smuggling methods employed by the Medellin cartel, revealing that a significant portion of their cocaine was transported directly over the Florida coast. Grillo vividly describes the 900-mile run from the north coast of Colombia, a wide-open route where loads of cocaine were airdropped into the sea. The precious cargo would then be swiftly ushered ashore via speedboats, or even flown directly onto the Florida mainland, crashing down in the countryside. In essence, for 4 out of every 5 Americans indulging in the vice of cocaine, the powdery lines snorted were courtesy of the infamous El Patron. The colossal profits, estimated at a jaw-dropping $2.1 billion loss each month, underscored the mind-bending magnitude of Escobar's financial empire. However, as the king of cocaine accumulated unprecedented wealth, the challenge arose, not from making money but from the logistical nightmare of laundering it swiftly enough. According to Roberto Escobar, the cartel's chief accountant and the kingpin's brother, the solution involved stashing piles of cash in Colombian farming fields, dilapidated warehouses, and within the walls of cartel members' homes. In his revealing account, The Accountant's Story, Inside the Violent World of the Medellin Cartel, Roberto discloses a staggering revelation. Pablo Escobar was earning so much that a nonchalant 10% of the money was annually written off. Whether devoured by rats in storage, damaged by water, or simply lost, the write-off amounted to approximately $2.1 billion, a symbolic sacrifice for the insurmountable riches at hand. Just imagine having that much wealth and losing it without any concern. It's a financial gravity that could launch a fleet of luxury yachts into orbit or fund the production of several Hollywood blockbuster movies. $2.1 billion is not just a number. It's a cosmic fortune that even fictional tycoons like Tony Stark or James Bond's arch-nemesis, Ernst Stavro Blofeld, would eye with envy. The excesses of Escobar's wealth extended even to the seemingly mundane, as the brothers faced the peculiar dilemma of organizing the colossal stacks of banknotes. Enter the inconspicuous yet essential rubber band, an item that, according to Roberto Escobar, incurred a monthly expense of $2,500 for the Medellin cartel. That's roughly the cost of a high-end gaming laptop or the price of a luxurious vacation for many. In the world of criminal enterprises, even the seemingly mundane expense towards rubber bands added up to a sum that could rival the monthly rent of a lavish penthouse in a bustling city. The opulent excesses of Pablo Escobar's wealth transcended conventional bounds, and his financial exploits took on surreal dimensions, as illustrated by a captivating anecdote recounted by his son, Juan Pablo, now known as Sebastián Marroquín. In an interview with Don Juan magazine in 2009, Marroquín provided a glimpse into life on the run with the king of cocaine. Nestled in a clandestine hideout in the Medellin mountainside, Escobar's family faced an unexpected challenge when his daughter Manuela fell victim to the biting cold. In a moment that epitomizes the eccentricity of his affluence, Escobar made a decision both unconventional and extravagant. He ignited a blaze using $2 million in crisp banknotes to stave off the chill and warm his hypothermic daughter. That surpasses even the wildest imagination. This audacious act was merely one facet of Escobar's complex persona, earning him the moniker Robin Hood for his unconventional benevolence. While orchestrating an empire built on the illicit drug trade, he paradoxically engaged in philanthropic endeavors, distributing cash to the poor, constructing housing for the homeless, building 70 community soccer fields, and even establishing a zoo. Escobar's audacity extended beyond such gestures. In 1991, he negotiated an extraordinary deal with the Colombian government, opting for imprisonment in a facility of his design, dubbed La Catedral, the cathedral. The terms of this unparalleled agreement granted Escobar unprecedented privileges: the authority to select fellow inmates, manage his cartel business, and receive visitors. La Catedral, equipped with a soccer field, barbecue pit, and patios, symbolized the epitome of luxurious incarceration. Situated within a 3-mile radius devoid of Colombian authorities, it served as a testament to the surreal world crafted by the king of cocaine. Escobar's existence, characterized by both ostentatious extravagance and criminal cunning, defied the boundaries of conventional understanding. With this, we have reached the end of the video, and here is some food for thought. What do you think Pablo Escobar would have achieved if he were alive now? Leave your answers in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to our channel.